Hello everybody, welcome back. Welcome to another episode of Mindful Monday. I am your host, Brittany, and this week we're going to talk about how to prevent the ego from running your life. Last week we talked about what the ego was, so this week we're going to talk about a few steps that we can take in order to stop the ego dead in his or her tracks. Step 1 is to acknowledge what you've been telling yourself. Got that? Really acknowledge what it is exactly that you've been telling yourself. Do these fear-based thoughts stem from you never having enough or feeling like you never had enough? Do these fear-based thoughts stem from the fact that you were never athletic in high school? Do these fear-based thoughts stem from the fact that you were an only child and you always wanted that acceptance from your peers and from other people and just to feel like you belonged? Where are these thoughts coming from? After you found the core of the problem, you can move on to step 2, which is to find an effective affirmation. Affirmations are so wonderful and have completely transformed my life and millions of other people's. For those of you who don't know, an affirmation is very similar to a mantra in that it is something that you tell yourself. When you use the words I am, that is your affirmation. That is your mantra. I am healthy. I am happy. I am beautiful. I am wonderful. I am kind. I am loving. For me, I changed my thoughts from I am not complete without a man to I am complete just as I am. It rhymes, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't always have to rhyme. But, you just really want to reverse that thought. So I am not complete without a man, and you want to reverse it to I am complete just as I am. This is a wonderful exercise that I learned from Gabby Bernstein in her book, Add More Into Your Life. If you haven't read it, go out and get it. You really want to pick an affirmation or mantra to stick with throughout this reverse training process. You want to make sure that your affirmation is effective as well as affective. Okay, you can be as general or specific as you want, but remember, the more specific you are with the affirmation, the more easy it will be to obtain. For example, you can have an affirmation, like I mentioned earlier, I am healthy, which is very broad and, kind of general, or you can have the affirmation, I am X amount of pounds. So pick your ideal weight and say, I'm X amount of pounds. That will help you to visualize it and really bring the thought to real life form. Step 3 is to track your progress. You really want to track your progress. Think of this as like a mental diet. Okay, so you're going from negative thoughts to positive thoughts, fear-based thoughts to loving thoughts. Okay, so you're on a mental diet, and what do you do when you're on diets? You track your progress. You talk about what you intake. You talk about, the goals that you have for the next day, this, that, and the other. It's always good to monitor how you're doing when you're seeking change in any area of your life. Gabrielle Bernstein suggests that we do an occasional ego check. This is a sure way to get yourself in check with your thoughts and make sure they are aligned with your new way of thinking, which is love. Yay! You're not here to beat yourself up over the things you can't change. You're here to change the way you see certain situations from fear to love. You're here to generate a love for yourself that is so deep that you just want to bestow it upon everybody around you. So track your progress and make sure you're sticking to the plan. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I hope that you join me next week for another wonderful Mindful Monday. Next week, I'm going to have on a special guest and a dear friend of mine, Mara, and we're going to talk about a whole bunch of things, and it's going to be great. So keep smiling and be the person you would want to be. Bye! This is my losing my mind dance.